Right now, there's a fantastic conversation going on in one of my videos in the comments, talking about false positives and false negatives in brain scans, in particular with things like fMRI. And one of the things I think that we sometimes forget is that something like an MRI is not really directly looking at the body, but rather it is looking at changes in the magnetic field as we apply a large field to the body. And then we know that certain tissues will respond in different ways, and then we can reconstruct an image from that signal. And one of my favorite research examples of this phenomenon comes from 2009 when neuroscientist Craig Bennett decided to get an Atlantic salmon and place it in the fMRI to use as a test object while they calibrated the instrumentation. Just like with their human subjects, they showed the salmon pictures of human faces with different emotional expressions on it. Normally, for a human, as they observe those pictures, the brain would respond in kind to correspond with the emotional trigger, so happy, sad, whatever it might be. But Bennett was surprised to find that the salmon had the same responses that we would expect from humans, responding in a very significant way to the different emotional stimuli. The salmon appeared to be thinking about the pictures. And there was only one problem that Bennett noted on the poster. The salmon was not alive at the time of the scan. See, he had purchased it from the frozen fish aisle at the grocery store. So what started as a silly way to calibrate an MRI machine became a cautionary tale in how to better approach these kinds of analyses in order to reduce, but never eliminate, the false positives and negatives that come from doing these kinds of analyses. And on a personal note, I want to share my still favorite headline covering this from back in 2009 when all of the magazines were discussing it. It comes from Alexis Madrigal over at Wired and reads, "Scanning dead salmon in fMRI machine highlights risk of red herrings."